Welcome to another edition of Recession Talk, where we not only help you survive the next recession, we help you thrive in the next recession. There's a lot of talk about the economy's doing great, the stock market's roaring, Bitcoin is sinking. But I feel that there are other economic indicators that people don't notice, people are not thinking about, spell out that we're having a recession and it's going to come within the next 12 to 20 months. During this time, you can be preparing. First thing you need to do, you need to get out of debt, or you need to trim that bad boy as soon as possible. And you need to do drastic stuff now, because while it is still good for you to prepare yourself for the recession, while you still have the ability to get credit cards, to get lines of credit, because during the recession, a lot of this stuff is going to be very hard to get. This is the time for you to start your serious side hustle of 4 figures per month and leverage that into a business. One of the things that I think you should do is not quit your job. If you have a job, keep it until that job is costing you money. Then, to help you with this, because most of this is mindset, be sure to go below, get your free audio book, The Hustler's Mindset, Pimping Your Mind for Success. That's going to tone up your mindset, give you some insights on things that you should do to mentally prepare for success. It's free. Go ahead, grab it now, and cue this intro music, and I'll see you in the live stream. Okay. What's going on, people? It's Glendon, your hustling godfather, here again. Today we're going to talk about immigrants. There's been a lot of talk about the immigrants in the news, and I've heard some interesting commentary from some people saying they don't care about immigration. They don't care that if these kids get locked up, they've been locking up black folks for years. And I was taking it in and listening to this, how these immigrants were taking the jobs from black people. And I really never felt that way. And I think because I've been a business owner since I've started interacting with immigrants. I have no problem with immigrants. I have none whatsoever, because they're not taking my job. They can never take my job. So that's why I think I have the attitude that I do about immigrants, because I heard some stuff that was downright hateful, just unconscionable, and crazy. But where are these people coming from? Because I'm going to jump into it, because this is Recession Talk, why business owners love immigrants and work like an illegal alien or illegal immigrant. I'm going to tell you what happened to me and why I have these thought processes and mindsets. Number one, once again, there are no ads here. The super chatting was going pretty nice. I'm thinking about turning the ads back on, because a lot of y'all got in Slack. I want everybody who's listening to me to drop $5 or more, just $5. You pay more than that for a chicken biscuit and some fries at Popeyes. All right. part of the thing, and I don't like this angle, but part of the problem is you have many people who are afraid of competing. I think I'm going to do this angle. They really are afraid of competing, don't want to compete, looking at immigrants as some type of cancer that's upon their personage. And one of the things that I have come to understand, let's see, that should be a little better, is let me just start off with my storage auction business. I actually use immigrants for the furniture business. There were some Hispanic guys that had an installation company. I used them. So my relationship with immigrants have always been in a managerial or ownership capacity. That's been my truck. That's been my experience with immigrants. I've always been, quote, the man. I've never been side by side with them. And I'll tell you a funny story about that. One of the first time that I rented a truck and I went to Home Depot and I picked up some Hispanics, because they're not all Mexican. Most of the immigrants here are from Guatemala, El Salvador, Central America. They're not from Mexico. We actually have negative Mexican immigration here. More of them are leaving than they're coming here. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I picked up 3, and they jumped into the truck. We cleaned out some units. I paid them what I said I was going to pay them. And they worked extremely hard. They worked harder than I was working. They made me feel ashamed. I was like, okay, I got to raise my game. I got to work like an immigrant. And I think that is one of the things that is missing from the equation, because I know that many people will not talk about this. They can't talk about this because people will get pissed off. If, heard that Home Depot had a lot of immigrants. Hey, I'm just doing it because, let's just talk about this. I'm out here spitting out some important game, and y'all worried about little camera angles and stuff. How spoiled, or you know what? I'm turning on the ads. I've been giving you a ad-free experience, been dropping game, and instead of super chatting, what you want to do is complain about the image is grainy versus listening to the information I'm dropping. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. God, I'm just like, come on, people, work with me. Good Lord. That is just some crazy stuff right there, man. Seriously. ISO, do this. I mean, really? You know this is free. And I'm talking to you. This is free. It's free. Free, it's free. I'm gonna say that. All right, I'm gonna calm down. I'm not gonna go to cranky Grinlin. I'm not. Good Lord. All right. So my experience with working with the immigrants, it taught me a lot about people, and it taught me a lot about policy. And part of the reason that you don't have, and I'm gonna leave it like this just on purpose. I was gonna switch back, but fuck it. Part of the reason that you have these issues is most people are looking at this at from a competitive standpoint. I will tell you that I think the thought process, and it's kind of hard because I have to think like a regular person. I have to think like a common American, which I'm not. I'm not a common American. I don't think like that. I don't walk like that. I don't work like that. But part of it, and I'll speak for the business owners who will not speak, they're amazing. when you get with the immigrant situation, and I'm going to tell you that you can learn something if you don't look at them as less than. And that's the way a lot of people are looking at these folks, as less than. They're not looking at them as human beings. Kind of the way that, we black folks were looked upon by many white folks not too long ago, like 60, 70 years ago. And in many cases, some people are still acting like that. But we have laws, we have rights, and they get in trouble and lose their jobs for being racist. But when you develop the appreciation and understand what these people are going through, and you understand that the totality of America is, we're all immigrants. And it's very interesting how in the 1800s, the immigration policy from Europe was to bring that was just to balance out. They did the same thing in Brazil. They brought a lot of white people in because they knew that, we black folks were going to take over. I mean, seriously, this was the main reason for the immigration deal. You have to go back and research it, but this is one of the reasons they brought in. And also, let's talk about those immigrants. If you were not Anglo-Saxon Protestant or WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, you weren't shit. If you were an Italian, you were a wetback, a swap, or some other thing. You notice why there are no Asians? They had put a policy that no one could immigrate from Asian countries. Look it up. No one could immigrate from Asia because Asians were looked down upon. So when you look at this debate and look at this context, and I'm going to talk about the economics, and I'm also give you some game. When you talk about immigration from a standpoint of they're taking our jobs, they do jobs that we don't want to do. And I know this from being a business owner, employing people, and how hard it is to get folks to come on board. That right there is one of the craziest things that I've observed as a business owner. Getting people to come to work. I've hired white people. I've hired black people. I've hired Mexicans. I've hired people from Brazil. My maid is Brazilian. And my experiences have been outstanding and pleasant. Now, why do we want to stop the immigration? Legal and illegal. Illegal immigration, people breaking the laws, crossing the border, I get that. But they want to reduce legal immigration. You know why? Because a lot of Americans can't compete with these immigrants. You want to know why? I think the same fuel that burns in their belly is the same fuel that burns in mine. I grew up in abject poverty. I grew up in the house with no fucking running water, no indoor toilets. This is the conditions that these people are coming from. And they're getting over here and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You mean I can get me a house with my own bathroom? I don't have to go down to the creek to get water. I just turn on this tap. I'm in heaven. And they don't complain about wages. You know why? Because they know how to save. They know how to put together their shillings. And I've seen this several times with a lot of my Hispanic dudes. They would come in, they would work, they would get on with someone who was a carpenter, roofer, mason, whatever, learn that, start their own company, and next thing you know, they're pulling up to the warehouse in a brand new E250, which at the time was a $50,000, $60,000 truck, and they paid cash. Part of the problem here is many Americans are entitled, and many Americans don't want to work that hard. And that is where the problem is with this immigrant hate, because when I work on Sundays, because Sundays for me is a work day. There's a guy down here that works for Siemens. He's Asian. There's another guy. Every Sunday I see them. That is not a government handout. That ain't no special layup. They just put in the time and work. Whereas a lot of us do not, because on this channel, I give out a lot of information that will make you money for free, but you got people like, fuck that. I don't want to do that. I'm broke. I'm living with my mama, but I don't want to do that. That's beneath me. I ain't going to get my hands dirty. I'm not going to bust a sweat. I'm not going to do that. I don't care if I'm on the verge of getting evicted. I don't care if they're about to put me in jail for not paying my child support. I ain't going to do that shit. That is the problem with America. And it's not a black problem. It's not a white problem. It's not an American problem. And you got a lot of folks here who don't want to do what they're fit to do because they feel that they're too good to do that stuff. And that's why we have people in ghettos, because they ain't going to do what they don't want to do, even though they're facing extreme hardship. So this is why business owners love immigrants. And also, you don't hear this in the news, some of Trump's policies has put American businesses in jeopardy. Don't believe me? Let's go over to the magic screen. And this is wild because my stuff ain't working, man. It's crazy how I'm having all of these issues this morning. But we will move forward. Maine fishermen losing business. Let's see. Haha, here we go. Here we go. Our view: American first trade policy hurts Maine fishermen first. This is not something that's getting a lot of traction. You're not seeing this in the news. And I'm going to explain to you what happened, because Trump cracked down on the HSB visas. I forget which tier. They could not get enough workers to go in and process this shellfish. Now, here are these jobs. These folks can't get people. There are people up in Maine who need jobs. They ain't going to do that. These immigrants would migrate up here every year and process this shellfish. Americans ain't doing that. Americans not working in the chicken houses. Americans are not doing certain kind of farmings, because that hard work is something that's looked upon as beneath many Americans. This is just the truth. Many people feel that hard work is beneath them. It's not the thing to do. It's just ain't in the cards, right? And this goes for many industries where we are not going to do that work. So I countered that argument, and it got to the point when I would go pick up my Hispanic brothers that I would see some white dudes, I would see some black dudes. I would not even consider it, because my experiences with the Hispanic workers were so pleasant, so outstanding, so rewarding, that I was like, it's kind of like you got this girl, right, in your life, and she is a ride or die chick. She does everything you need her to do. She looks good. She keeps herself up. And here comes some skank trying to get to you. Like, I ain't messing with you. You don't even compare to what I got at home. And that's what happens when you got people who know how to ingratiate themselves to other people. And I know there'll be a lot of business owners who'd be like, hell yeah, I'm hiring some Hispanics. Well, let me tell you. But in this current Trump climate, in this situation where people feel that they are better than they are, they ain't going to do these jobs. They're just not. Now, the other side of the spectrum, which is really, really deep, is when you get into the highly technical aspects, a lot of Americans don't have those skills. So this is why they're important. Asians, East Asians, and South Asians, Chinese, Japanese, Indians are considered East Asian, because we don't have enough Americans with the credentials and skill sets to do those jobs. So they kick us on the low end and they crush us on the high end. But once again, you still got people, and I'm going to explain to you, because I almost put this video up on my sociology channel. But culturally, we have people who just don't want to work outside of being in the office and doing paperwork and doing neck up work, knowledge work. If you're prepared and you got the skill sets, you don't have to look for a job, bruh or sis. They looking for you. They're recruiting you if you got the skill sets. They don't care if you black. Why do you think Google dropped the college degree requirement? Google, Apple, they're hiring people without degrees because they got the skills. This new economy is just fucking everybody up. You can no longer say, I have this piece of paper. See, I got this piece of paper. It says I went to this college for 4 years. See this piece of paper? And employers are like, okay, what can you do? Do you have the skill sets? Can you make it do what it do? Can you come into my business and make it more profitable? Because if you can't, I'm not going to hire you. I'm going to hire this Asian or this Hispanic or whoever, because they're going to make that business hum. They're going to make that business better. They're going to make that business money. There are security IT jobs because, once again, security is not fun. Reading these textbooks, learning how these protocols, but these jobs pay $200,000 and $300,000 a year. But you got to use your mind. You got to be able to learn and pick up these protocols, and they ain't going to be fun. They're not going to be entertaining like a video game. And you're going to have to sit there by yourself and figure some shit out. But hey, this is what's happening here. This is what's going down. This is the way it is. All right, so let me get in the chat room. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm leaving it like this on purpose. What's up, L Soils, AKW Beats? Thank you for being the moderator. What's up, Michael Watley? What's going on? Richard Poe, what's going on? Al Gordon, what's up? Dion King, DeMonte. I'll just call you Harry. Oh, what's up, Beatology? How's that YouTube channel going? I'm waiting for that link. Oh, I ain't gonna forget that either. What's up, Pamela? What's up, Charlton? Just back from the Space Fort boot camp. I know, man. I know. What's up, Charles Hall? Scotty. What the hell? Sky's the limit. Okay, 09. All right. Cool. I have no problem with them. I'm a child of immigrants. Okay. What's up, JP, Douglas, Charlatan? Oh, bought two of your t-shirts. Thanks. I didn't even know if those things were showing under the videos yet. Appreciate the super chat, Erica. We slaughtered the original Americans and took everything, doggone thing they had over the course of 4 centuries. They're the real Americans, even though there are fewer than 3 million left. That's from a starting population of more than 100 million. What's up, Charlton? Appreciate the $20. What's up? I'm cranky, man, because my stuff didn't want to work this morning. Thank you, BP Trucking. BP Thomas Trucking. Pamela, I saw a YouTube video from a black finance professor that the fact that black people are caring about immigrant situations and not about the separation. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Pamela C. And that's one of the ones I saw, and I called bullshit on that. Let me go ahead and drop the knowledge on you on what's happening. First of all, let me go up here. Number one, the black children that were separated from their parents were either abusing their kids or they were a drug dealer. And they got sent to jail for selling poison to other people. I'm going to just say something. I know I'm going to get attacked, but a lot of times And I'm not saying that these men deserve to die. I think Philandro Castile, a few other people who were absolutely doing nothing and were murdered, that happens. But many of these guys who get caught up with the police were doing some shit wrong. Does not say they should beat up and be mistreated. But if you know the system's stacked up against you, why are you going to just leap into harm's way? Why are you going to leap into the jaws of the dragon? And then like, yeah, I was mistreated. Forget the fact that you had 4 pounds of cocaine on you. Forget the fact that you was no. And then this is the justification. Well, they do it and it's illegal. Do the right thing. And I have a feeling your life is going to be okay. Most of the time. There will be days where fucked up shit will happen, but you do the right thing. A lot of this shit wouldn't happen. What's up, Jerome? Thank you for the $10 super chat. I'm not calm, man. I'm not calm. I'm cranky because my stuff didn't work. What's up, Jay Preston? Thanks for the $7.17 super chat. Erica Nicole, H-2B visas work. Yeah, I mean, this is the reason I'm doing this video. The immigrant hate is started by Americans who don't have the skills to compete. This was first, it was displayed by, quote, Mr. Charlie, aka the white man, when he stopped being the man, when his woman started divorcing him and taking his kids and turning him into a cuckold bitch and taking his money. This is happening. I feel that white supremacy is just a word. And a lot of people disagree with me because it's everywhere and it's all this other stuff. Not in America, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Asian supremacy is the shit you need to worry about because Asians make most of the stuff, a lot of the stuff that we use on a day-to-day basis. If we got into a war with China, we have medicine that's coming from China. Medicine. It would take us months to stock up, and then a lot of people would die. So don't believe the hype. And yes, and 500,000 Asian men went back home because they had no wives. Whoa. Pamela C. Yesterday, Facebook had a post on Chinese racism and how the racism forced them to create Chinese restaurants. Can I get a hello? Pamela, that same person was, I swear, I'm not mentioning his name because I don't want any shit, but I swear this person watches my channel because 4 or 5 years ago, we were polar opposites. Now, all of a sudden, he's coming around to my way. You don't have to get a degree. You need to be like the Jews. You need to be like the Asians. I've been saying this shit for 9 years. And all of a sudden, other people are starting to adopt this because one of the things about me, I haven't changed my message. In 9 years, I haven't changed my message. Self-reliance, start a business, hustle your face off, build a legacy. I've been saying this. And now I'm seeing other people come around because, how many folks got that Bitcoin? How many of you on that Bitcoin? Because I'm going to make another prediction. If Bitcoin isn't rescued this summer, you can expect to see a price of it being back to where it was like November. I think it was this time it was like $3-4 grand. That can come back if they don't figure out how to manipulate this some more to get the price. Because this is the problem with Bitcoin. And once again, I predicted this stuff months ago. And I see none of those trolls who are up in the comments talking that smackety smack, talking about, you still think I don't see y'all. I know you're watching, but you're scared to speak up. I wonder why. Because your ass was wrong. Here it is, and this math is real simple. America has seasons and cycles. And once again, and this is what my prediction was predicated on, was that when people's money got low, that Bitcoin was going to start crashing. And look at what's happening. And we got 2 more months of summer. So it could be really, really rocky for you people who are holding on for dear life. And I suggest you keep holding. There ain't no point in cashing out. You just gonna lock in those losses. There could be a time where Bitcoin could come back. I don't think it's ever going to zero. I don't think it's ever going to disappear. But right now, it's gonna be taking those L's all day long. What's up? What's up? Pretty much. Thomas Dixon, I've seen that in my city. Go from walking to a truck with trailers full of tools. This is what they do. They got a plan. I'm going to tell you how they do it, too. Essentially, when we like to make jokes about all these Mexicans living in a house. But if they living together, they know each other and they working together. And what these guys do is they take their money and it's like, okay, everybody puts into the pot. And it's like, oh, okay, this month is your turn. Here's 15. Here's $20,000. Go out, Mexican man or Hispanic man. Make us all proud. Then next month is this other dude's turn. And next month is this other dude's turn. This is how they come up. They don't have credit. Most of the world does not operate on credit like the United States of America. France, you see a woman in France with a Louis Vuitton purse that's real and she paid cash for it. Unless she's rich and she's got credit cards, but still, you pay that off at the end of the month. So, you got to get into it. Now, Douglas Jones, bunch of folks, Filipinos from Bangladesh, Haitians will sleep 10 or more to a one-bedroom apartment to save money. Well, I mean, look at where they're coming from. And I can identify with having to go outside your house in the middle of the night, go out the back door, down some stairs, through the garden to use a fucking outhouse. That was my reality for 7 years of my life. Oh, I'll even get really grimy with you. You know how I took a bath from about those first 7 years? We had a cast iron stove with heat water up on the stove and then put it in the tub. Yep. There's probably pictures of me out there in the cast iron tub taking a bath. That's how I took a bath. And see, I'm not really ashamed of that. And I'm also kind of grateful because it gave me a really deep drive to be successful, and this is something else too with immigrants. The ones who leave, the ones who come here, they're different than their country people to begin with. This is one of the reasons that many of them are super successful because they were already different. I want you to think what it's like to leave everything you know, come to a strange land, don't know the language. That's some scary shit. And this is what they do. But once again, they're like this wedge issue because Trump has lost support because he signed that executive order. But see, you know what happened to him? And I'm going to talk about it. He got greedy. He said all this stuff. He got away with it. He did this. He got away with it. He's paying off porn stars. He got away with it. So he just went too far. And this is what happens to narcissists and dictator-like type personalities. They go too far, and that's how they lose power. He went too far. This issue ain't going to disappear. They're already running ads and stuff. Already. We would have 2 Indian engineers plus their wives and their kids in a 2-bedroom apartment, and they could afford to get 2 apartments but saving money. They live in that American dream, man. Roadside warriors, the conditions which they came from makes the difference in their work ethic. They're more about providing for their families, which makes them work harder regardless of the job. Remember how I told you when I was in that boarding house, how I had all those shit jobs? Picking out diapers out of landfills. And I'm going to tell you, it was black folks at these labor pools. I guarantee you, it ain't black folks now. Now, I will say that those low-paying jobs, they probably are taking from people who were in my situation because they ain't pay much. They ain't pay much at all. You couldn't afford, I barely was able to afford my room. Yeah, they're probably taking those jobs, but those jobs were not that good to begin with. And then again, I remember Hispanics got kind of choosy because they would ask before they would get in, it's like, how much does the job pay? And if it wasn't enough, they wouldn't get in. I remember that. That started happening toward the end. I'm staying up to 2 to 3 working on my stuff to start having to be to work next day at 9:30. You could do that for 2 or 3 months, then you're gonna have to chill and start it up again. Charles Hall have been saying the same thing you've been saying for years. A lot of Americans are fucking lazy now. That's why they hate the Mexicans, because they work harder than Americans. True that. True that. Big nephew, immigrants versus Americans, who will win the war? Immigrants. One of the reasons that they want to stem the tide of Hispanics coming into this country is Hispanics are on track to become the dominant population because they have so many kids. You know, you have one Hispanic family, they have 4, 5, 6 kids. So you just do the math, and then you have white people, they have negative net growth. And someone had put up an interesting theory, which I have to give more thought to, that because white women have a negative birth rate, that they were stealing these children for these middle-aged white women to indoctrinate them and to industrialize them. And because one of the things I'm going to do on my sociology channel is white culture, black culture, because that's going to blow your mind, and I can see how that can work. I don't know how true it is, but it's a solid theory. What do you mean? It's an audio book. What you have to do is go in there and sign up, and then you get into the course. You get into it, and you can get to it. Harry, my first job for 19 was hard. It was roofing. Yeah, roofing. You on that roof? There ain't nothing between you and that sun. Everyone wants to be the chief, but never try to do what it takes to be the chief. Amen. Amen. What's up, Stefan? Thanks for the $5 super chat. Right now, America, 1 in 4 children under 9 years old is Hispanic. This is the reason that they want to stop the immigration. And they want to open up immigration to white nations. But the thing is, a lot of the white countries, they're doing fine, so they really don't want to come here. You know, every now and then you'll get someone from France, you'll get a Brit or something, but those numbers are so low, whereas you've got tens of thousands of Mexicans, or, well, not Mexicans, Hispanics trying to get in here per month. Those numbers pale. Like if, you know, they were going to get a bunch of people from the Eastern Bloc or people defecting from Russia. Oh, come in, come in. This is race-based, believe that. The sociology channel isn't set up yet. All right. Let's see. This thing jumped. Good Lord, it jumped a long way. All right. All right. There we go. Who should I talk to cure tax debt? What are you talking about? And thanks for the $3 super chat. I mean, seriously, what are you talking about? You can't cure tax debt. Either you pay it or they put a lien on you. That's two of your options, or you can talk to a tax attorney. What's up, J Humps, Michael Campo? Thank you, Big Nephew 87. Probably never, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm working on a media company. I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing that. It's I don't really have to go anywhere. I can live anywhere in the world. 285 standing in the back of the room. What's up? Pretty much. What's up, Steve Jameson? Thanks for the $5 super chat. We are at trade war with China. Big, definitely, and that could wreck the dollar, and that can wreck the economy. Fred Edwards, most of the Wall Street talent is Asian, getting recruited from tech schools for math. Fred Edwards, you didn't used to need to be a genius to get a job at Wall Street. Wall Street is losing out to Google and Apple because a lot of these kids who are coming out of school, they're millennials, and they want to do, Google's like do no harm, so they're going to Google, Apple, Amazon, and these tech and these investment firms are struggling to get talent. I screenshot my talking shit about Bitcoin. I could be petty. Oh man. 285 Mexicans group economics to a degree, very much so. All right, so let me just go through here. All right, so the libertarian immigrants are fine. Illegal immigrants are a big problem. Trump supporters aren't going anywhere. We're behind him, and a lot of Democrats are wondering why so much support for illegals. Um, I'm gonna let you know something. The libertarian Trump's not going to win if he even makes it to the election because he's pissed off women. This is from my disruptive, and this is another social signal. Virtually 40% of the women that I swiped, well, actually more than that, are like, if you're a Trump supporter, go the fuck away. Swipe left. Women are going to be a big reason that Trump and the GOP will be out of office. So you can think that, because this is the thing. I know there's a lot of y'all Trump supporters. I know it. But there's what's going to happen in these next elections that people who didn't vote in the last one, they coming out. If they had came out, Trump wouldn't have won in the first place. So I don't know about that. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. I just wanted to kind of put this out here. Immigration is a big issue. And let me just say this to the libertarian and anyone else. Illegal immigration is a big issue and problem to white people, because if enough of them come in, you no longer will be the dominant culture. And I feel that many of you are worried that you will be treated like your grandfathers and aunts and uncles treated other people who weren't white. I think that's the big fear. And I think that's one of the things, because there's there's dog whistle politics, there's all this other stuff that's going on. And what's funny is, in a few decades, this stuff's not going to matter because America's going to get browner. The trend is irreversible. It's kind of like you have a little snowball rolling down the hill, and once it gets so far down the hill, you can't stop it. That's what we have. Thanks, Laurel. That's funny. I think I know your name. But anyway, let's talk about what's about to happen. And let me make sure that I am. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let me get this link. See, my Google Chrome is just totally jacked up. The software didn't want to work this morning. It was horrible. But so I'm going to do what I did yesterday. I'm going to go into another live stream immediately after this one and see how it does, because yesterday was pretty interesting. And I'm going to see if this happens during the week. I know it's the summer, so I'm going to do all my streams kind of back to back versus doing one in the morning and one at night. So this will be up in about 5 minutes, and we're going to talk about how recession talk, starting a business before recession or during a recession, how to do it big. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. So let me come out here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Oh man. We will see. I'm gonna put that like that. And once again, y'all keep forgetting about this investigation. Y'all think that's just a witch hunt like Donald has led y'all to believe. But there's been 19 people indicted, and there's a lot of people, and I think Michael Cohen's going to flip. And I don't think that these women are going to vote for him. Rachel Meadows cried on air. A lot of gay and straight women watch her, and now they're pissed. Man, they were pissed before that. I saw that. Good Lord, Erica Nicole, that's crazy. All right, so what I want you to do to go ahead and click this link. If you got any super chats in you, go ahead and drop them, or you could drop them in the next one because we're going to get into the game of starting businesses during recession, something I know a lot about because this business here was started in a recession. This channel started in 2009. I act like it wasn't even a recession. And remember, recessions are just a pullback. It doesn't like, okay, if we had like a depression, where I think 30% of the people couldn't find work. That created I'm not sure about that. But it's going to be very interesting how people weather this storm. All right, so go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, and I will be out, and we will be starting up at the next session